forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. With Double Trouble safely on the hard stand, it was time to put the boat jobs on hold for a while. We had booked this dive trip over 12 months ago and were very much looking forward to it. Almost 30 hours after leaving Auckland, we finally touched down in Sorong, West Papua.
This is a bit different from the last time we came through here, wasn't it?
It was a shed before.
It was a filthy, dirty shed. Got a fresh new terminal now. Tiles on the floor. Luggage trolleys. Got all the bags. It's always a result when all the bags come off. And I think we're going to grab a taxi and head to the hotel.
And that's exactly what we did. We were very much ready for a shower and a snooze. We had booked into the same hotel as our friends Penny and Peter, who had flown in from the UK. And the next morning we were all up bright and early to join the Indonesian Siren. As an added bonus, our other good friends Ed and Shu just happened to be trip directors on this boat, so we were very much looking forward to seeing them too.
Weather depending, a total of 32 knots. Really, really cool.
Once all the 16 divers were on board, no time was wasted, and we set sail for the first of the many dive sites that we would visit over the next 11 days. Raja Ampat's literal meaning is the Four Kings. It's an archipelago comprising over 1,500 small islands, cays and shoals. Liveaboard diving is one of the very best ways to explore this vast area. The day usually starts quite early with the first dive around 7:30 AM. Briefings are given, wetsuits and gear is donned, nitrox is signed for, and then it's time to jump into one of the 3 tenders and head beneath the surface.
3, 2, 1, go!
Raja Ampat covers 9.8 million acres of land and sea. It's home to 540 types of corals, more than 1,000 types of fish and 700 types of mollusks. It is the sheer number and diversity of fish life and its huge pristine coral reef systems that make it a diver's paradise. Over the course of the 11 days on board, we did around 32 dives. What never ever ceased to amaze us was the absolute sheer numbers of fish that we saw on every single dive. On some occasions there were so many fish, it was actually quite hard even to find your dive buddies. But of course all these fish need to be kept clean. The small black and white fish you can see here are cleaner wrasse. They eat parasites and dead skin from the larger fish. That provides the wrasse with food and protection, and it also gives the bigger fish considerable health benefits. These cleaner wrasse occupy special cleaning stations where their clients will come for a wash and brush up. And no, size isn't an issue. Even these majestic mantas need to keep themselves clean. One of the reasons we love to dive with friends is for their sheer professionalism under the water. I reckon we spend more time laughing than looking at the fish. In this shot here, our illustrious trip director Shu is confusing the hell out of a boxfish. Then there's the dive where Shu ties a squeaking orange chicken to the back of your dive tank. Believe it or not, it was a good 15 minutes before he realised it was there. In this instance, Penny is putting the blame onto Peter for something that the poor chap never did. He therefore gets a good beating, which I secretly think he enjoys. And then what next? Oh yes, how about a sword fight with the nudie pointers? Like I said, sheer professionalism. Then there are the underwater communication skills. If any of you lovely people who are watching this could give us the first idea what Penny is trying to tell us, then we'd be ever so grateful. In this instance here with Shu and I think it's fairly obvious what we're talking about. No further explanation needed. And while we're on that subject, we'd spied an octopus. On closer examination, turned out to be 2 octopus. Or should that be octopi? No matter, there were 2 of them. And it turned out that they were quite friendly. In fact, they were more than quite friendly. Younger viewers, please avert your eyes. Yep, they're having octopus jiggy. We're doing 3 or 4 dives most days. The schedule of dive, eat, dive, eat, dive, eat, sleep quickly becomes the norm. Because Raja Ampat covers such a huge area, we would quite often move to a different dive site during the day. Greater distances more often than not would be covered while we slept, meaning that we very often woke up to a different view from the one we had seen the day before, and all of them pretty stunning. If you hadn't already figured it out, Rob and I absolutely adore diving. Yes, even on days like this. We get to see some amazing things under the water. Obviously, an unexpected flyby from a manta is always jaw-dropping. Those patterns that you see on the underside of the manta, that's like a fingerprint. Each manta has a different pattern, and that's how they can be identified. And who doesn't love a turtle? Especially one that's having his lunch, completely unbothered by our presence. These chaps here are scorpionfish, one of the most poisonous creatures in the ocean. They blend in extremely well to their surroundings, but carry enough toxins to kill a human. Maybe that's why they always look so sad. The wobbegong shark belongs to the carpet shark family, and they're generally not considered dangerous to humans. They're bottom dwellers and spend most of their time resting on the sea floor, so to see one swimming is a real treat, even if they do look slightly ungainly. Sometimes we hang around just waiting for that special moment. In this instance, Ed had spotted an incredibly rare adult convict fish, and we're all just hanging around waiting for him to come out and do his thing. And finally, our patience is rewarded. Yep, that was it. All of the dive guides on the boat are exceptional to dive with. However, diving with Ed and Shu is always so much fun. And things like this make it all the more special. At some stage during every trip, there's usually a chance to go ashore, either to explore a local village or clamber up to a nearby lookout. We were headed to the latter, and this was to be followed by a sunset barbecue on the beach. bartender was carrying the important stuff, the icebox full of beer. So a quick raft up was organised. All that hiking had been very thirsty work. Unfortunately, after all that stunning beauty under the water, what greeted us on shore wasn't quite so pretty.
What are we looking at, Penny?
We're looking at plastic water bottles, plastic bags, lighters, flip-flops, polystyrene, aerosols. It's a scourge of the ocean.
And it went on as far as the eye could see, all along the beach, on this incredibly secluded island. And nearly every single item was made from plastic. Our time in this amazing place was fast coming to a close. Time for one more plunge into that magnificent underwater world. And just like that, before we knew it, another trip was over.
Oh, doing the last day on board the Siren. Say goodbye, Penny. The lovely Shu we've just had to say goodbye to as well. Oh, you take care. Yes, you too. You guys all lined up.
So we said a sad farewell to Ed and Shu, and we made our way back to shore. We spent one final laughter-filled night in Sorong with Penny before getting up early the next morning to begin the long journey back to Auckland. We had a long list of boat jobs waiting for us back on dry land. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying our videos, then please consider subscribing to our channel. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below.